Hey guys, welcome to the Vault. This is episode 3 of Clinkvision. We got Casey in the house, and we're going to unveil Austin's concept for our first round of Critics Corner. So, hope you guys enjoy.
Well, Austin, I see that you're representing one of your fellow clinkers with Aurelian's Hell to Pay.
One of the best.
One of the best. That's one of my favorite. That's one of the Clink Room hats I actually doubled up on.
Nice.
Yeah, so I love that cap. Listen, so we wanted to ask you a little bit about Arctos. So you were presented that concept by Casey. You know, I think you probably saw the episode where we deliberated over it. I think you may have been watching during the live premiere, right? Maybe.
I was like 5 minutes behind, so I wasn't commenting, but I was watching.
Yeah. So you kind of saw the deliberations.
Yeah.
Leon didn't want you for Arctos, just for the record. But the rest of us did. So, you know, I'd love to hear a little bit about your thoughts and your feelings when Casey presented that to you.
I think it's a good fit. He presented it to me, and then I saw it, and so having seen what all the other options were, I was happy to have gotten the one that I did. My skill set is a little bit different from a lot of the other guys, as was kind of discussed, I think. And so it was just a more natural pairing than something like, you know, the Ultimate Canadian or something like that. It's just, I mean, that would have been its own challenge, but so just did some research and took into account Casey's initial feedback, learned that the word Arctic actually comes from Arctos.
Oh.
And so that sort of makes the whole proposed Northern Lights thing make a little more sense too. It's a nice tie-in.
What a great time.
I mean, it was a interesting research and a lot I didn't know, and so
that's got to be an interesting part of it, right, Austin? Where you're learning some of these things that you may not have otherwise been exposed to. Because even for me, like doing these shows and hearing you right now, it's like stuff that I hear that I wouldn't have known unless, like, you know, I talk to someone like you.
Yeah.
Or I'm exposed to something like that.
It is fun to research, and it's also it's a challenge then, because you don't get to explain a concept to anyone. It just has to convey itself in a hat. Yeah. And so you know, no matter how deep something is, you still have to boil it down to its elements well enough to get the point across. So
yeah, that's an awesome take, Austin. Casey, are you cool kind of taking over from here and driving now?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it, man.
Okay, I'm sharing my screen.
John Ramirez left crying in the other episode, Austin. I just want to make sure you know that.
I don't believe it.
All right, so John, so Austin went straight to some really like high polish, high quality final stuff here. Really impressive. So this is he actually pitched 3 completely different concepts.
Okay.
Austin, do you want to talk a little bit about each one?
Sure. So my thinking with going with the head originally instead of a full body was that if he's so spooky and so scary that just saying his name is gonna conjure him, then he should be intimidating to look at and have an expression to him. And so, you know, it's a reasonably detailed but not too detailed illustration of the bear with this almost sort of like double exposure photo aspect to it. Aurora Borealis is kind of a tough thing to break down into just a handful of solid shapes. Right. But really that's only even 3 thread colors for the Northern Lights part. And I think I showed it to someone else and they knew that it was supposed to be Northern Lights. So
you nailed that.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Really beautiful. Okay, number 2.
So instead of going with the Northern Lights, this leans into more like a ghost or like a summoned demon kind of thing, right. With almost like an ectoplasm kind of aura around him. Same original illustration of the bear that I just took in I picked up the I don't know, 12th version that I did, and then went in a different direction from that one. Yeah, so it's more of a ghost, more of a monster than it is like a northern tie-in. So
it's awesome. I mean, it really has that magic sort of summoning out of like a green fire sort of vibe to it. It's badass.
It's inside and outside him.
Right. You can't tell where the fire is in relationship, like what's physical, what's magic. It's all. All right, this is the last one.
And then, yeah, just a totally different take, maybe leaning more into the northernness than even the first one did. But if you still wanted to try to make him seem a little bit evil, then I thought just having that one red eye is immediately like the focal point of the design. Just that one tiny speck, changes everything.
Yeah.
So, hey, I got a quick question, Casey. When you see a design like this, do you immediately think negative space for the bear, or is that embroidery?
I think that we would embroider this in black, and there's a couple reasons why. One, we would actually probably do an outline for the whole thing. One reason is it offers up more colorway options. So whenever you do something that's like just cutouts, it's or like you rely too much on the fabric to help tell the graphic story. There's a place for that, and I do like that, but I want these logos to live on.
Sure. Okay.
And I want Hat Club to be able to re-release them and not be handicapped by any sort of colorway options. Right. And so, yeah, so if we can keep it encapsulated, you can still have the silhouette effect on a lighter colored hat, right?
Gotcha.
You couldn't do that. Couldn't do this, if it was just black. So yes, I would that. But it's a great question, because what's cool about this is now we can tell the whole story of the bear in embroidery, all in black, right? So we can do like which arm and leg is in front of the other leg. Like how can we cut the stuff into fur? So it kind of has two benefits to making sure that it's embroidered and not just the hat. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, great question. Yeah, so what does anyone have any strong feelings about these three concepts?
My first strong feeling is I don't like the second one as much as the other two.
Okay, interesting.
I actually like the first one. I like the first one a lot.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're all great.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, and I would, yeah, and even, yeah, I would love to release them all. And often we do that when guys are pitching concepts to me. I'm like, can we just save this for a later day?
Sure.
But
I think that there's a world where the second one works in entirely black embroidery for the bear.
Yes.
And doesn't have the green tones in it.
Yeah, or maybe we go with it. Go ahead.
What if you went almost more of a flame shape around the bear as opposed to like ectoplasm?
I tried it.
You did? Okay.
Yeah. It just it didn't look great, and plus like we're just coming off of like the bullpen one that Magnus did, I want to say, and it seemed a little bit too thematically similar. So
okay.
I think you would have been safe, but I think that's interesting. I do like the idea of a conjured animal. So maybe we run with this with like a different animal, right? We find a different myth, something like that. But I think that's great. Let's run it with this one. I agree. I mean, I think this one is like iconic, right? I mean, this could be straight out of like a NHL expansion team, in my opinion.
It honestly felt pretty familiar to me, and so I spent most of the morning looking through like as many universities that used bears and grizzlies as I could to see, like, just to make sure that I wasn't getting close to anything. I couldn't find anything. So
I think it's great, and I do think that my one feedback is that I want to. Well, I have a couple little tiny detail stuff, but very tiny. My one sort of main feedback is how can we make the bear a little bit more unique? Well, first of all, let's cut down the number of middle teeth here to 4. So
okay,
if we could tell the story with less, then we should do it. That's basically my job when I get a unique designer during the week from any clinker, even the most talented clinkers, is basically just making 6 teeth into 4.
Mm.
Um,
And
so
4
that-
fingers
that's-
into 3.
and 4, well, fingers are a different philosophical
Yeah.
problem. My other thought is that I kind of want the mouth a little bit wider. I think that would allow the teeth to sort of cave in and actually make it seem more aggressive, more loud, I should say.
Okay.
So just a little bit, a little bit wider. And then my other thought is, so we have this interesting play between this, you called it double exposure, which is exactly what it is, right? It's the logo itself, which could just be colored orange or blue, whatever, regular. But now we've double exposured it with this like night sky. I mean, I would love to see like a forest scene in place here to like help tell the story. And maybe there's a way to sort of maybe keep this one sort of, bare fur and this one whatever. So that helps, ditch this.
Oh yeah.
That helps tell the story of like, okay, now on this side we're almost fully in the forest, in the night sky. I think that's awesome. And then I think we should pick one star. You actually have 3 different stars here.
Yeah.
You get the 4-pointed, the 6-pointed, and the, what is that one, 8-pointed?
Yeah.
I don't think you should do 8. I think 4 is really interesting and it's maybe more iconic. I might even make them all like pick one style, like maybe short armed, tall head and tail.
Okay.
I don't know, but that's up to you. I like the idea of a long top and bottom, just to sort of add some more, any opportunity you can get to make something more unique, right? To make something more custom feeling, the better. Other than that, I think it's brilliant. I mean, there's a few things that I would say, like, like this is not symmetrical. I think you should go for symmetry.
I intentionally made it asymmetrical, but I don't. I'm not going to die on that hill. So.
Okay. Tell me why.
Because he's a beast. Because he's rough, and so maybe it was a notch taken out. Maybe it's just that he's he doesn't groom himself. I don't know.
Okay. Well, if that's the story, which that's a dope story, you need to go all the way. So I would make him like screw him up more. He's 2 in the middle right now. He's 2.
Okay. I wonder if maybe, well, I'm sorry, I just be thinking. So what if like instead of kind of that lightning bolt thing on the side of the face, it's like a slash mark and you can kind of see some of that, I guess, like Northern Lights type feel.
You're talking about this, man, Fu?
Yeah, like inside, like kind of how you already kind of have that in there, but maybe make it like, slashes instead. But I don't know if that's too small to do that in detail,
Okay, so one idea, and actually that's a great point, that one idea I had is like, okay, so let's say we just fully went dark.
I was even kind of thinking maybe putting it behind it, but like, I don't know.
I mean, I kind of like just going fully dark and then going crazy with embroidery in here, right? I mean, we could do like, you could do the eye, you could do like, layered fur.
Yeah, that looks cool, man.
I mean,
I kind of feel like it needs something over there, just because I think that the Northern Lights are the most interesting part of it.
Yeah.
And I like having them show through in some way on that side of the face, I think.
I think that's good. I mean, I think, you could, I think you're right. I mean, I think maybe the other side is trees, but in reverse, right? I don't know. Maybe that's something to experiment with, or maybe it's just the sort of shading, Austin. Yeah. I don't know. That'd be awesome to explore either way. But man, I think this is an epic pick, and I can't wait to
That's
see what
cool.
you do. But just to sort of make sure I drove my last point home, like, you know, if you're going for this sort of battle damage wild beast look, making only one part of the story tell that story is not, you know what I mean? Like go, if that's really the story, then go hard on that story.
I don't want to go hard on it.
Well, then we're gonna have to part ways. So.
I think that the story isn't really, it's not important that he's been grizzled. The northernness is more important than the grizzledness. So
I agree. I think actually even simplifying some of this stuff could be good. Like he's like almost treat him like a canvas for the Northern Lights. Because I think what's the coolest part of this logo? It's that it's a bear, but in Northern Lights. So let's make sure that is our leading foot, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too. All right,
cool.
Awesome. Can't wait to see what you do, Austin.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks for the opportunity.
great, Austin.
Yeah, it was great, Austin. And thanks for giving us a little peek behind the curtain. We love this stuff, man. And it's
I really appreciate it.
It's great to hear how you go from start to finish with these sorts of things. So thank you. Thank you for joining us. And Leon, it's time for you to take us away.
Yep. Thanks for getting to this point, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe and have notifications on. We will be having more artists featured in the next couple of days with their concepts. So until next time, stay fitted. We'll catch you guys soon. We out.
See you, everybody.